Happy New Year, guys. There's 1,000 videos, all about a year old, about how great this positive grid spark is, the 40-watt spark, and I'm not going to go very much through what it can do, other than to say it is a great little practice tool. You can play tracks from your iPad through it, or MP3 player. It's a Bluetooth speaker. It's not a bad one, to be fair, for the price. This was it's about £200, I think, currently, and it's it's a very good tool. If we had one of these when we were youngsters, it would have been fantastic. We'd all be rock stars by now. Stereo, but the speakers are obviously very close together, so you don't really get that effect. I haven't tried it through headphones, but I suspect it's a lot better through the headphones. A tuner, 4 preset buttons, acoustic bass, clean, glassy, crunch, high gain and metal on the selector there. But I thought we would just have a little teardown. Let's just have a little closer look inside. I'm not expecting anything too brilliant. It's made in China. We're going to start off with the Mosso power supply, 19 volt output up to 2.5 amps. So again, made in China. Nothing untoward or unexpected there. I suspect the speakers are very similar to that. We have a removable front grille, which is quite nice material. Obviously on this cheap fibre board, that's to be expected. Got some sort of number on there. I don't know whether that's manufacturing date. We've certainly got a 21 in there. The positive grid badge is quite nice, but it looks like it's just been nailed through with some types of two types of glue applied to it, and again Velcro that is stapled into place. Nothing untoward there. Same here, we've got a baffle here. Speakers, don't know what make they are. I'm sure there's people out there who will be changing the speakers. Let's just have a little look at one, see if there's a make on there. Quite coarse threaded screws. Going to have to be careful not to damage the wood. So let's just pop that out. Yeah, unfortunately no branded name. We've got some foam on there. I'm not even going to bother taking those off. There is literally no name on there. Just a long number. It doesn't even tell you the wattage. There's absolutely no information on there at all. I mean, disappointing, but no great surprise. I'm sure there will be an aftermarket speaker for these. So we will just put that together. This claims 40 watts maximum. £200. I don't think you can expect too much in the way of high quality. They've made a bit of a mistake here. The wooden moulding here just starts to cover some of the letters at the start of the words, depending on what angle you're sitting at. So they could have come back a bit with that, I think. But it's a minor complaint. You've got the Bluetooth light, auxiliary in, USB for data connection and obviously power in. Interestingly, the Bluetooth can pair to your phone or any sort of device. So if you're out somewhere with this with the phone and you're trying to link it to your iPad and it won't play music through it, just check that this is not solid when you're trying to make a connection to it. This has to be flashing. You may well find that it, like me, I had paired to my phone, had registered with the phone, and I couldn't play any of the tracks back through it. There's two different settings. There's one for the patches and one for the tunes that you can play back. So just check that it's paired with the correct device, and if in doubt, just turn the Bluetooth off on your phone or whatever you think it's paired with, and then you should be able to get it back into pairing mode. Now, I used the iPad app to start with when this was unwrapped, and it quickly told me that it needed a firmware update, and the iPad could send a link via email to a computer that had to be connected to this, which I thought was a bit of a pain in the backside because I don't use email on the particular iPad I was going to be using for this. However, if you go to the Positive Grid website, you'll see there is a Windows program that will install the firmware. So you just download the program, run it, and it will install the program. I had no issues updating the firmware. It was done in a matter of seconds. I've read that other people have had issues, but I've not had any. Oh, there we go. Yuck. Yeah, this is just plastic glued in place. So, yeah, as you'd expect. Now, it looks like we have got to unscrew this metal, which encloses the electronics. I don't know whether this is going to slide out. Oh, and yeah, it does look like it will. Okay, well, that gives us reasonably easy access to the electronics. We've got a speaker connection up here, which I'm going to try. There we go, I've removed the speaker connection. There's another wire going to somewhere, I'm not sure where that's. Oh, that's probably just the Bluetooth antenna. So let's see if we can just spin this around and give you a closer look. Now, this board says Jam Up Main Board 2019, 22nd of November 2019. There's a part number. So we've got the on-off switch here. A bit of glue is around that. I don't know whether you can see that or not. That is on a plug and socket. This is the amplifier chip, and I can't see what that is. I'm not going to be taking that apart. I'd have to have the board out of the metal case. Yeah, not a hell of a lot to report on. There's a lot of empty positions here. Looks like there's room for another amplifier. Yeah, interesting. Ah, this is for a sub speaker. Now, if you see, there is a 2-pin connector for the socket, and that says 2 sub. So whether there will be a subwoofer for this at any point. Now, it looks like we've got an ARM processor on there. It's a 32F427. Can't read it. It's got a little yellow label on it. Looks like it's 277 possibly, or 237 GT6. again, that is on a header. I don't know whether that pulls out or not. Can't tell. I suspect not. Yeah, nothing too unusual. There's another couple of chips there. Yeah. Nothing too interesting. Quality seems absolutely fine. No particular issues with any of that. Getting to the potentiometers for cleaning may prove a little tricky. You're going to have to undo this circuit board and get all of the pots off. Not going to attempt to do that. They're on there pretty tight. So yeah, any dry joints that might develop on the power or anything else looks accessible once the board is out of the metal cabinet. Oh, you know, the metal plates that it's sat in. Yeah, no particular issues there then, just the sort of quality you'd expect from a £200 item. Be interesting to read up on the forums to see who has changed what speaker wise, and whether there was any real difference after doing that. And that's what I'm talking about with the screws. I've just put that in and immediately it is loose. Very coarse screw. Yeah, that one's okay. Now, did I put them in the right place or the wrong place? Yeah, no, they're in the right place. Oh, and in fact, you know that's in the right place because you've got countersunk holes there. Yeah. Okay, so that really is about all we can report on at this stage. I've no idea what the reliability has been on these units since their release, which was I think over a year ago. A lot of the videos that I've seen were praising these were at least a year old. So I think everybody got on the bandwagon. I think they issued a lot of free sparks to reviewers, and every review I've seen has said how fantastic they are. And I think for the money it's pretty good. As I say, I've only had this unwrapped for a couple of days. I've given it a quick go. The tuner works really well. Presets seem okay, but depending on what guitar and where you're using this, they're going to need tweaking. Played a couple of tracks back through it from the app, and yeah, all seems okay. As I say, especially for the money. So yeah, absolutely no issues. Saying that this is okay to purchase if you want this sort of thing, and it really has got some great features for bedroom use, small room use, and yeah. Well, look, there we go. It's a quick look at that, and not really happy with that. That looks a bit pants. Where they've folded the plastic round, it's sort of been heat shrunken. It's all, I don't know whether you can see there, it's all shrunken and looks a bit weird where it doesn't everywhere else. But again, for that price, I don't think you can complain too much. So there we go. Quick look at the positive grid internals.